In the frozen silence of Antarctica, where the sun can disappear for months, and the temperature can kill within minutes, a ship became trapped in ice. Not just any ship, but a ship carrying 28 men, led by a man who refused to let any of them die. This is not just a story of exploration. It's a story of survival against something far more terrifying than death. The slow, crushing patience of ice. In 1914, as the world stood on the edge of war, Ernest Shackleton set his eyes on something far more ambitious: to cross the entire Antarctic continent on foot. No one had ever done it. Many believed it couldn't be done. But Shackleton wasn't chasing belief. He was chasing immortality. He gathered a crew of 27 men, scientists, sailors, adventurers. Each one stepping into the unknown, knowing one thing: they might never come back. Their ship, the legendary Endurance, its name would soon become ironic. They sailed into the Weddell Sea, a place sailors whispered about in fear. At first, it seemed calm. But Antarctica doesn't attack suddenly. It waits. Then one day, the sea began to freeze. Slowly, silently, mercilessly. Ice closed in around the Endurance. The ship didn't crash. It didn't sink. It was simply held, trapped in a prison that stretched for miles in every direction. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and still, they didn't move. By early 1915, the ice began to tighten. You could hear it, a deep groaning sound, like the earth itself was breathing. Then came the cracks, wood splintering, beams bending. The Endurance was being crushed. Not by waves, not by storms, but by pressure so powerful it could break a ship like a twig. Shackleton watched. He knew the truth. Their ship, their only way home, was dying.
Abandon ship!
3 words. And suddenly, they were no longer explorers. They were survivors. Imagine, no land, no shelter, just floating ice beneath your feet, drifting endlessly. That was their world. They set up camp on the ice, hunting seals, melting snow for water, watching their ship slowly disappear beneath the frozen surface. And yet, Shackleton never let fear spread. He joked. He played games. He kept routines. Because he understood something critical. The mind breaks before the body. And if hope died, they all would. For months, they drifted. The ice carried them like ghosts across the ocean. No control, no direction, just waiting, waiting for the ice to break, waiting for a chance. But Antarctica doesn't give chances easily. It tests you, pushes you, breaks you, until only the strongest will remain. Finally, the ice began to crack. Not gently, violently. Their frozen world was collapsing beneath them. They had one choice: 3 small lifeboats. That's it. Against one of the most dangerous oceans on Earth. They launched into the freezing waters. Waves crashing, wind howling, ice chunks everywhere. Days of exhaustion, of hunger, of pure survival instinct. Until finally, they saw land. A jagged, rocky island. Desolate, unforgiving, but alive. They had reached Elephant Island. But there was a problem. No ships passed here. No rescue would come. Staying meant death. Leaving meant risking everything. Shackleton made a decision that would define history. He would take a small group and sail over 1,300 kilometers across the most dangerous sea on Earth to find help. Their destination, South Georgia Island. A journey so dangerous, most believed it was suicide. In a tiny lifeboat called the James Caird, they sailed into hell. Waves like mountains, freezing winds tearing at their skin, water constantly flooding the boat. Sleep was almost impossible. Death was always close. Yet somehow, they survived. After 16 days at sea, they reached South Georgia. Not the safe side, but the wrong side. Between them and safety, stood mountains, massive, frozen, unexplored. No map, no path, no room for error. Shackleton and 2 others began walking, climbing, falling, pushing forward through exhaustion and frostbite. For 36 hours straight. No sleep, just survival. Until finally, They saw it. A whaling station. Civilization. They had made it. But Shackleton wasn't done. He had left men behind. And he made a promise. He would come back. It took multiple attempts. Ships crushed by ice. Storms blocking the way. But he refused to give up. And finally, he returned to Elephant Island. The men saw a ship on the horizon. They couldn't believe it. It was him. Shackleton had come back. Not a single man was lost. 28 men, stranded in the most hostile place on Earth, for nearly 2 years. And every single one survived. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because of one man's leadership. Ernest Shackleton didn't just lead an expedition. He led a miracle. In a world obsessed with conquering nature, this was a story about surviving it. And sometimes, that's the greatest victory of all. If you like such content, don't forget to like, share with all your friends and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos.